Hello everybody and welcome to the next part of this playthrough of Democracy, and hopefully we will continue our good trend towards making our popularity increase so we get voted in the next election. But it's not a long, well, it's a long time until the next time there's an election, and also continuing to reduce the deficit or the whole debt of the country. I did check the end of the last episode and we increased tax on petrol, which will hopefully decrease the deficit obviously, and help the environment because there'll be less car usage. So we're going to see if that happens when I click this next turn button. So hopefully it will. Well, I didn't say on this screen, but the poll is still 50%, so I want to increase that. It's not great at the minute. Oh, the deficit's gone way up. Why is that? That's strange. That's increased a lot. Maybe because the global economy is still decreasing, so we're going to lose loads of money. So we're going to have to come up with something else to raise money, and there is one thing. It isn't very popular, but it does raise a hell of a lot of money, and I think I mentioned it in the last video. So I've got to try and remember where it is. Right, it's type of tax, it's carbon tax, and we cannot do it at the minute. I need 39 capital and I've only got 30 at the minute, so I'm going to have to wait one more turn. Well, how much do I get per turn actually? I get 25, so I could probably spend quite a bit on this turn actually, continuing to reduce these things here. So alcohol consumption, this is still not decreasing as much actually. It's starting to level off if we look at it. Yeah, it's starting to level off. As long as it's still slowly decreasing, it should eventually get to that stop trigger point, but we're going to have to keep an eye on that one. And then there was the homeless one, which has actually gone up again, and well, poverty is a cause for that. See, this is why I need to introduce the capital, well, not the carbon tax, because that will give me more money so I can actually spend it on other things that will help reduce things. This is going down. The environment should be improving actually because of the tax we've done on car usage. So where else could I actually increase or money from tax or decrease spending just a little bit, because this 25 billion is massive, and you could get this, but it's actually not good having a luxury goods tax because it brings round another crisis, I think. So I'm gonna have to get something else. Yeah, there's not much we can do. We're going to do a plastic bag tax, but it will make a very small amount of money. Airline tax. Actually, that's going to cost too much at the minute. Recreational drugs tax, but doesn't make any money. I think we're going to have to look at trying to reduce spending somewhere else instead. So let's have a look. State and pension, we can't really mess with that because it will make a lot of people angry. And all these things, we can't really. Military spending again, we could decrease because it is still quite expensive. In fact, to lower will cost 19. No, that's too much. Debt interest, that's we can't. We need to get rid of the deficit to reduce that. So it's looking like we're going to hit some troubles trying to reduce this spending up. Foreign aid, I suppose that's costing us quite a bit of money. I know it's popular with the voters, but we could lower that a bit, I suppose. And that will... let's reduce it to just under 3 billion. There we go. And I think we'll still... that'll reduce a little bit, and we'll still have... yeah, next turn we'll be able to introduce the carbon tax, and that should hopefully reduce this by quite a bit. It's gone down to 49%, but it's not too much. I think because of the global economy, it's not great. Deficit's now increased even further. Interest rates have gone up. This is bad, actually. Yeah, the deficit is now at 35 billion. That's the last time I played this on my other save. It went much better than this. But I think it's now time to introduce this tax because we need it, to be honest, to balance the books. Where is it? Carbon tax. Here we are. So you can make a lot of money off this. It's not very popular. Well, we don't need 38%. That would make a massive amount of money, but we really don't need 38% at this minute. But if we introduce, say, a 5% one, that would give us 11 billion. Well, 10%. Actually, let's do it 7%, which will give us 13 billion per quarter, which is a massive amount. It doesn't look like it increases or decreases these things much, but it's making us a lot of money, so I'm going to apply that. And we've got 9 left. So hopefully this will decrease this deficit, because it's shot up, and I don't know why. And this is increasing now, damn, alcohol abuse. It seems we're coming into a rough patch, because homelessness has now gone to the highest it possibly can. And we really need the economy to turn around, I think. This sort of in turn helps everything. This is slowly going down, hopefully because the environment wants. Just get rid of one crisis, I suppose. This one, uncompetitive economy, is starting to go down, and technological backwater is a much more in a sort of long-term one. But yeah, I think it's mainly to do with the global economy, which looks like it isn't going down as much anymore, so hopefully it will start increasing, and our interest rate will hopefully go down. That could be the increase, actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, debt interest has just doubled, because it was 6 billion on the last one. So that's one of the main things, I suppose. Hopefully our reducing the military expenditure will come into effect as well soon. Oh no, we couldn't decrease it, could we? Still in recession. Well, a new situation or a new crisis has happened. Street gangs, damn. This is not good. And our polls has gone down. Deficit's not as much, but it's still high. So it looks like this turn it's going to be hard. Where's the street gangs one? Unemployment. CCTV would help. That costs us money again. Funding the police, I suppose, would help. I think we might have to do that. What are we on at the minute? 5.9 billion. I'm going to increase it up to 8. So let's do that. We're not there yet. Sometimes my mouse gets a bit stuck, which is really annoying. 8 billion. There we go. That should help reduce crime. We should try and hopefully combat this street gang one. We hope. Now, what about the other ones? Homelessness is still high. Right, I'm going to try and do this alcohol abuse one. Community policing. Let's jump that up. Let's try and get rid of this crisis here. I know it's going to cost money, but we really need to try and get rid of it. Alcohol consumption, alcohol law. A minimum age of 21. I'm going to leave that as it is. But is there an alcohol tax? Yes, there is. Right, I'm increasing this. One, it gives us money and it reduces alcohol consumption. I'm going to give it a 5% increase, which actually is not an extra billion, it looks like it gives us. Better than nothing, I suppose. And that should hopefully reduce the deficit and stop making this increase. I don't think I have much. I still have 21 actually. So let's try and start combating this. Poverty is a problem. Unemployment is going up. I suppose because of the drop in military spending. Actually, yeah, we can do that now. We needed 19 and we can do it now. So we're going to reduce military spending to just over 10 billion. And that should hopefully reduce it. So let's have a look now. We've got something. Curb banking bonuses. This is something that's actually happened in our country before, because a lot of people get big bonuses in sort of the banking sector. But let's have a read of this. There's been calls in the media for government to do something about the big bonuses payments being made to company CEOs despite falling profits. In cases where companies have failed to make a profit, the government has been asked to force companies to withhold bonus payments from top executives. I'm going to restrict the bonuses because they are sometimes very large. Right. Hopefully, this time, the deficit won't be as much. It shouldn't be, at least. And our polls have gone down, really far down. And another situation has arose. Vigilante mobs. Where the police forces should be increasing. So, deficit has, well, decreased a bit, but now there's another. It's not great at the minute, is it? Crime is the problem. That's caused by many things which are hard to try and combat. Prisons. Actually, let's try and increase this actually, because it will reduce crime and make people, well, popularity voters is 100%, so perhaps if we increase it to there, yeah, that'll make some headroom, I suppose. What about expenditure? Because this debt interest is doing a lot of damage. We've decreased the military spending, and that's down to 10 billion. So things are starting to look on the up on the spending, but not the polls. It's just it's gone all the way down. We're gonna have to introduce something that they like. A welfare fraud department. That seems to be popular. Maximum. Oh, we get income from it actually. Well, there's a cost, but then there's the income's greater than the cost generally. So let's implement that. Let's push it up all the way to full. I know it affects the poor, but popularity is good with it. I'm going to make more money than we're spending on it. So that will help. And I think we'll leave it at that turn again, and hopefully this popularity will start going up again. 23, it's sort of levelled off. Appoint a UN ambassador. Our ambassador to the UN retires this year and we need to name a successor as soon as possible. Much will be made of whether our appointments we appoint a hardliner who sticks up for the country or someone who's more compromisable. Let's read this. I'm going to pick this one. Just because I can. Right. Deficit's still at 16 billion. Yeah, global economy is still going down. It's a shame. What about alcohol consumption? It's starting to go down, but it needs to go down faster. Really does. Could increase alcohol tax, but this is almost gone. This is so close. Maybe we could increase this. Pollution controls. We could increase that. In fact, let's do it. Doesn't cost too much. I know it improves the environment. Some people don't like it, but that should definitely help with that. The asthma epidemic crisis, definitely. It's just all these ones now. Homelessness is still stubbornly high. I would like to spend loads of money, but it's just going to increase the deficit even more. So I think to spend money, we're going to have to increase taxes, and I don't think people are going to like that, really. But I could do another increase on the carbon tax. Another few percentage points, I suppose. In fact, I think it's time we need to do that. And quite a big increase to 15%. CO2 emissions will drop, which will increase the environment. Improve the environment, I suppose. Just don't look at these charts yet. Income is starting to increase again. See, it took a downward drop, that's why. But the problem, it wasn't expenditure going up, it was income going down. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens next turn. But we may need to reduce expenditure as well, just to get that back. Get the interest rate down. Get some of these crises sorted. Might increased a little bit popularity, but we're a long way from where we were. Yeah, poll is not good. We've got to bail out a company. Interspeed Autos Inc. I'm just reading all this. We'll help the company. Right, popularity is still low. Deficit, thank God, it's starting to get in a alright position. I think we need to reduce expenditure somewhere else as well. Don't we want to do state pension because it will hit the retired. Although we may need to do it because it is the most expensive thing for us. We can increase it back up in the future. Oh, that's getting, well, the stop trigger's down here, but we're getting lower and lower, which is good. Yeah, unfortunately I'm going to have to, well, click the wrong button there. Decrease the pension pot by a little bit, I think. Just to 38 billion, 37 billion. But we'll also introduce something to try and make people happy for once. Free school meals. That will make people popular. Let's implement that fully. Which will decrease poverty, which may start to help the homelessness one, I suppose. So I'm really hoping that our popularity does start to increase. It looks like it's slowly increasing, but we are reaching the middle of the term, so we need to really try and increase our popularity, I suppose. Superhero. It looks like news stations are buzzing with reports that a caped man has been seen fighting crime in our cities. Already a number of high-profile arrests have been unofficially attributed to this masked stranger. It is a sign of how bad things become that our streets, that our citizens are turning to superheroes for help. Yeah, a bit like Batman. Oh, the polls have gone up, thank God. I was really worried about that, but it's gone up to 40%. It looks like we are on an upward trend. And we're in a surplus, thank God. We are in a surplus for the first time in a while. Just trying to get interest rates down. Now, what about this asthma epidemic? Oh, that is so close to getting sorted. So close. Well, that's going to be still increasing. That's not fully implemented yet, so that should decrease that. Alcohol abuse going down, but not quickly enough. Popularity has shot up for whatever reason. Maybe because of the money situation, but I'm not sure why. It seems that the poor are starting to be more happy with us. Trade unionists and conservatives are going on the up. So I think that we are doing alright now. It went all the way down, but it is starting to go back up again. But this, at the moment, would not be enough to win the general election, I don't think. It would be very close. We want to be over the 50% mark just to definitely be sure that we will. Oh good, this is going down. This should be gone soon, as you can see. and as long as we stay in a surplus, this should go down, which is obviously one of the main problems at spending money. So I'm going to click the next button again. Oh dear, there's been a capitalist plot. Our intelligent network has identified a potential suspicious plot by a number of wealthy industrialists to force the overthrow of our government. The plot seems to be in early stages and we are not in a position to make arrest yet, but it's clear that some capitalists consider it desirable to engineer a replacement for our current government. You should be cautious. Well, this happened in my other game I played. It always seemed to be the capitalists trying to plot to overthrow me, and there really is nothing we can do about it. Oh good, polls have gone over the 50% mark. Thank God. And the vigilante mobs situation has now ended, thank God. We've got to appoint a senior judge. One of our most senior and respected judges has died, and now we'll need to make a choice for his replacement amongst the nominated candidates. This individual will sit in our courts for a very long time, so we must make the right decision. So appoint the first guy. Don Griffin has been a strong supporter of human rights, making many landmark rulings in favour of individual rights and liberties. He is also seen as being strong pro-customer and not afraid to challenge large corporations. Rini Powell is a household name thanks to her many famous rulings concerning violent crimes and her often outspoken views on harsh sentences that she feels should be applied to thieves, muggers and shoplifters. Either one's actually good, I think, but I'm going to pick the first one because I think that'll be more popular with the voters. Thank God the surplus is still in, and it's a larger one, so I will start spending a bit of money. Asthma epidemic is so close to... that still isn't implemented yet, the pollution control, so once that does, should be alright. Alcohol use going down, fine. Right, now we're going to try and combat homelessness, and to do that, we're going to increase state housing, which is popular, and it should help the poor, well, get on the housing ladder, I suppose. So we're going to give it a 5 billion increase to just over 30 billion, which should hopefully make a difference. We've still got 36 capital, that's a lot of money. I'm not sure if we can spend too much more, because our surplus will turn into a deficit again, I suppose. And I want to increase the state pension back up again at some point, back to what it was, the pre-level. We may have to increase another tax to do that. This is our street gangs is close to going away, which is lucky. I was at the start of this particular episode, I was looking quite forward to playing it because we were in quite a not too bad position, and it all went downhill. Now it's all gone back up in the right way, so it's a bit of a rollercoaster ride at the minute. Hopefully it's on the upward trend until we get to the election. But I might play a few more turns before I end this part, and then we'll have one last part for when the sort of last part of the term, and then we'll hopefully get re-elected. Who knows? I think we will now, considering popularity. But let's have a look. Still got the capitalist plot. 64%, yep. It looks like we are going in the right direction. Freedom of information. There have been calls for a law to increase the availability of information held on databases about citizens without their knowledge. These include records held by private medical companies, insurance companies and debt collection agencies, as well as information held by government departments. I think we have to accept this, really, because it'll be popular, to be honest. Yeah, the surplus is fine. It's still 15 billion, which is okay. And what's our expenditure on the debt interest? It's still 12 billion. But I will... let's actually have a look at these crisis. That still hasn't even been implemented yet. How long does it take to implement? It's taken a while. It needs to implement now. But what I will do... oh, thank God, look, that's dropped a lot. That's good. I will increase the old age pension back up to 45 billion. Just as close to 45 billion as I can get, there you go. It's going to cost us a bit, but I think we'll still have a surplus. We've still got a lot of capital, so let's try and introduce something that people will like. Let's go to transport. A biofuel subsidy, actually, because it reduces oil demand. That would help the environment, I suppose. Doesn't cost too much. We could do free bus passes, national monorail system. There's a lot of things we could do. I'm going to do the biofuel subsidies. Put it up to the max. Oil demand will go down. And it seems to help a lot of people. It's popular. That's definitely a good thing. Right, I'm going to do one more turn. I think I'll leave the episode there because we're just getting up to 25 minutes. Even though... Actually, we might do one more thing because look, the capital, we could spend a little bit more. Let's introduce one more thing. For the economy. We haven't got maternity leave. I'm quite surprised we haven't got that actually. Let's introduce that. So let's just keep it on full pay, I suppose, because that's what most people get, I think, in this country. 6 months full pay, 6 months half pay, so roughly about that. So I'm going to end this turn and we'll see if it's forever improving. Yeah, still this plot. Polls 59%. It's gone down a little bit, but it's still okay. And look, our credit rating has upgraded, so that means hopefully our interest rates will go down, which in turn will mean more money to spend, I suppose. Pirates capture oil tanker. I suppose this sort of thing wouldn't have happened if we had kept our military spending up, but oh well. Yeah, popularity it's gone down a little bit. We're still in the surplus though, and our debt interest, yeah, it's gone down. Good. So in the next episode, we shouldn't be paying so much in interest. Yeah, it's gone down by 3 billion, which is all right. It's just leveling off, and we want it to just go a little bit further. The homeless one, starting to level off as well. Going to need to concentrate on that in the next turn, next episode. I mean, I want to try and get rid of that one, the homeless one, the asthma epidemic, and the alcohol abuse before the end of my turn, which will be quite hard. Street gangs should go next turn anyway. The organised crime, no matter what I do, I can't seem to get rid of, on my other save at least, and these ones are much more long-term ones. So I will leave it there. A rather topsy-turvy episode. It looked like we were heading for disaster, but it looks like we're on the up now. And in the next episode it will be decision time, the polls, and see if they'll want to elect us again, or they'll decide that we've done a rubbish job and choose someone else. So thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next time for the final part of Let's Play Democracy.